is finally time for our main event, Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather, two of the top fighters of their generation. They'll be entering the ring about 15 minutes from now. De La Hoya versus Mayweather is being brought to you by MGM Grand, the city of entertainment in Las Vegas. Cazadores, the one with the deer on it. And by HBO Pay-Per-View, the best in pay-per-view entertainment, brought to you by HBO. The MGM Grand Garden has seen so many big boxing events. This beehive of activity has been fired up for the likes of Foreman Mora, De La Hoya Mosley II, Hamed Barrera, and the first Tyson Holyfield fight. Tonight, it's a record sellout crowd, all paying top dollar to see the best in the sport once again. Oscar De La Hoya has won titles in 6 different weight classes. He's fought 20 current or past world champions. And he's one of the biggest moneymakers in all of sports. The question is, does he still feel the pressure at times like these? The answer is the look on Oscar's face, focused and ready for the task at hand. Don't forget the outstanding fighters that Floyd Mayweather has turned to rubble. Ask Diego Corrales, Jose Luis Castillo, Zab Judah, and Arturo Gatti what they think. Floyd's fought his best in his biggest fights, so expect the best once again tonight from Floyd Mayweather. And the celebrities are here. Matthew McConaughey, failure to launch. John Madden, the Hall of Fame football coach, is here in attendance, a big football fan. Al Michaels, recent winner of the Sports Emmy. Tom Jones, indefatigable. Jack Nicholson, the one and only Jack Nicholson. Jim Carrey, the actor. Actor John Cusack. Wesley Snipes, who earlier in his career played in a boxing movie. Will Ferrell, Mr. Comedy himself. Hall of Famer Magic Johnson, basketball, but he loves boxing. Ron Howard, Hollywood producer, director. Senator John McCain, a big-time advocate for boxing safety, and of course the presidential candidate, Mary J. Blige, one of my daughter's favorite singers, Usher, and Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire. There is Sean Puffy Combs as well. All the stars are out for this big-time bout here tonight. And good evening once again, everyone, here at the host position. James Brown, thank you so much for joining us. Thrilled to be working alongside of the man who, when he retired, was the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Lennox Lewis, and of course, boxing expert analyst of HBO, Max Kellerman. And Max, we all know that in boxing, an awful lot of yeast can be sprinkled in the hype and all, and fairly or unfairly, this bout has been characterized as that which could save boxing. Is that the case?
No, this fight's not going to save boxing, and it's not going to destroy it. But considering that the eyes of the sports world are focused on boxing for the first time in a long time, it can help or hurt. The nightmare scenario for boxing people is a dull fight and a bad decision, possible given both guys' excellent boxing technique and general styles. The dream scenario, of course, is a great and dramatic fight. Maybe Mayweather will be inspired to a great performance by the spotlight. Maybe Oscar will by the fact that it's a chance to beat an A fighter in that fighter's prime, something De La Hoya has never done. It would be nice for the fight itself to actually live up to the event.
And Jim Lampley will certainly amplify on the boxing styles, the differences, by the way. Well, speaking of the Super Bowl of boxing, Lennox Lewis certainly participated in one. Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, walk-off, knockout, by the way. Credit Dave Harmon on that one. Look here, you followed the build-up of this fight. You've seen the fighters. You looked in their eyes yesterday in the fighters' meeting. You also saw the body language. What do you expect to unfold tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be an unbelievable fight because both combatants have come to fight. They're very confident. They're looking good. And I don't really see anything. I just leave them both wanting to get into the ring to prove themselves. You've got experience from both guys, like I said. Oscar's got good power. He doesn't have to lose too much weight. His weight is good. You got Floyd Mayweather, very quick indeed. I believe that Oscar's going to have to really show his colors in the first few rounds, definitely putting them in the bank for later on when he needs them, when he really needs them, and it's going to count on the judges and the scorecards. So it's going to be interesting, and I think it's going to break down to the scoring.
All right, so the punch count will have to be high for Oscar early on.
Yes.
All right, we'll get into a bit more of that as we head downstairs. By the way, Hall of Famer, trainer, and manager Emmanuel Stewart, Larry Merchant, and our Hall of Fame announcer, Jim Lampley, ringside.
All right, thank you very much, James Brown. Well, you heard Max Kellerman refer to the dwindling number of times when the eyes of the world in general are focused on boxing, and the nightmare scenario of a dull tactical fight with a controversial decision. It happened twice 8 years ago. Oscar De La Hoya against Felix Trinidad, and Lennox Lewis against Evander Holyfield the first time in Madison Square Garden. What you hope for is drama that will resonate and be talked about for years to come. Like Ray Leonard against Marvin Hagler 20 years ago. Or perhaps even more representatively, Leonard against Thomas Hearns, September 16, 1981. Let's all pray tonight that we get one of those. Larry Merchant, ever since the fight was made, you and I together in Southern California facing droves of people who walk up in shopping centers or airports or whatever and ask the simple question, who is going to win? What have you been telling them?
If I were a betting man, Mayweather. But if I lost my money, I wouldn't be unhappy. By all that is holy in boxing, and there isn't much that is holy in boxing, Floyd Mayweather is supposed to win. He's a virtuoso in his prime. Only complacency truly can endanger him. But, there's always a but, what if, say, Floyd Mayweather were a blinged out, souped up Porsche built for speed? And what if Oscar De La Hoya was an Aston Martin with power under the hood? And it turned out they had a collision.
A collision is what everybody most hopes for. But of course, the chance of that goes to the style contrast to which James Brown referred upstairs. And here's our first comment on it from Emmanuel Stewart. Manny, everybody in boxing has an expert opinion on what Oscar De La Hoya should do to try to neutralize Floyd Mayweather's acknowledged speed advantage. And those options range from box and counter behind the jab all the way to relentlessly pressure and pursue like the bull going after the matador. Which do you prefer?
Jim, as I keep thinking about all of the scenarios, it really is coming down to two things. I think both strategies are good strategies, and I hope that he is going to be able to make changes if one doesn't work. But the most important thing, I think, for Oscar is whatever he does, he must do it with speed. I think everyone is knowing that Floyd has speed. If Oscar is slow with either style, he's going to get chopped up tonight. If he does things with speed and intensity and has stamina in the late rounds, like he hasn't had in a lot of big fights, Floyd's got to have a rough night ahead of him. But whether Oscar has enough speed to do what he has to do is going to be the problem. Not so much Mayweather's speed, it's Oscar's speed.
A night for superstar celebrities both inside and outside the ring, and therefore a night for flags and anthems for the pageantry. Let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like everyone to please rise for two national anthems. First, to honor the heritage and family of the defending champion, here to sing the Mexican national anthem, three-time Grammy winner, Pepe Aguilar.
Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero apresta y el bridón, y retiembla en su centro la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiembla en su centro la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Ciño patria tus sienes de oliva, de la paz el arcángel divino, que en el cielo tu eterno destino por el dedo de Dios escribió. Mas si osare un extraño enemigo profanar con su planta tu suelo, pienso, patria querida, que el cielo un soldado en cada hijo te dio. Un soldado en cada hijo te dio. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero apresta y el bridón, y retiembla en su centro la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiembla en su centro la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we honor America with the national anthem, sung with dedication to all the men and women now serving in harm's way.